some of them, they ask these questions along the lines of that. Say, Derek, how do I get the stuff I don't deserve? That's really the question, you know? They don't say it that way. But if you think about what they're saying, say, Derek, how do I get things that I don't deserve? So you don't. Derek, what's the shortcut that I can get all the good stuff without doing the work? You can't. Royce, how could I get my black belt without doing all the training that I've been doing? How does that work?
It doesn't work. Hey.
That's not how life is.
Nothing works like that.
Nothing. I would love to hear your opinion about this. You know, a thought I've had several times is that instead of trying to avoid the work, I think a good man should take on a project and say, hey, this would be very valuable if I accomplish this, and I know it's going to be a lot of work. I know it's going to be a lot of work, and I accept that, because if I do the work, I will have a good reward later. I will have a reward that I will have a skill or knowledge, some abilities that the other men do not have, because they would not be willing to do the work like I did. So I think any intelligent man, instead of trying to avoid the work, you should look for opportunities like that. Say, well, what are the things that if I worked very hard at, I will be well rewarded? And I thought that way. That got me into the best business school in the world. That's getting me my black belt in record time. I wanted to work harder than other people would. I wanted to do, how do I accelerate the process and do, that's a second thought related to this. So how can I get rid of, anything new you want to learn, you're going to kind of suck at it and it's going to be frustrating at first. So how can I do all the frustrating parts? How can I accelerate that and do the frustrating parts first? And for me, that was a lot of defense. And I have all these UFC guys over here smacking me around and kicking my ass for a couple of years until you learn how to defend things well,
I think people they like instant gratification. So take one class and I should be a black belt. Take one lesson on business and I should go ahead and make $1 million overnight. Bam. It doesn't work that way.
Sometimes I make $1 million in a day, and it only took me 35 years.
Thank you.
It only took me 35 years.
One day, come in, learn for 1 hour from you, ask one question, and then go take care of business. It doesn't work that way. It takes 35 years for you to make $1 million in a day.
Yeah, there's a day I made like $2.5 million, and then the next day I made another 1.7, something like this. I was up over 4 million in 2 days, but it only took me 35 years.
Thank you. Yes, it wasn't.
It took me 35 years of learning before that could happen.
Yeah, it's but people today, I think the new generation, this young generation, they're used to instant gratification. They want it now, so. It doesn't work that way. Nothing is going to work that way.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how to. The best way to get what you want in life is to deserve it. To deserve the outcome.
Like they say in Hollywood, it takes 10 years for overnight success. It's pretty much for everything.
Usually longer, yeah. Hi, Derek. I know you're a strong believer in fundamentals and don't put much weight on technical analysis. But are there any rare situations where you still glance at a chart or consider technical levels like support or resistance when deciding on entry timing or risk management? Or do you completely ignore it? No, I think the technical is a good question, and I think the technical indicators are important because other people are superstitious and retarded, and they put disproportionate weight on these technical indicators. In addition, many of the algorithms are written in a way that they would have consideration for those technical support and resistance levels and for different patterns in a chart. The algorithms are created that way. So whether this is true or not, it's true now because over 80% of the trades that are happening in the stock market are traded or executed by those algorithms, not by a normal individual. So I think it's very important that you can't just ignore that. But it is voodoo. It is a fake science. It is voodoo and nonsense. But now it's written into the code, so it's there, and it's something that you have to be aware of, and that's why we have a whole week about technical analysis. So I don't think I don't think it should be ignored. but you should understand that this is nonsense. You know, I don't read my horoscope before I decide what to do that day. You know, I don't care what my horoscope. I'll never know, because I never know what my horoscope said, because I would never take the time to read it, because I don't give it with whoever gypsy or liberal arts major that might have wrote that nonsense. Makes no difference to me what they had to say. I would pay nothing for their opinion, so no reason for me to accept it for free. But on the technical analysis side, yes, it's built into the algorithms. It's built into the way that people think and talk about the stock market. So you at least have to be aware of some of these things. And whether it should be true or not, especially the things that you mentioned, breakout points or support and resistance points tend to be real things and would be coded into most algorithms. So a good question, and be mindful of it in that context, please.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.